At the beginning of the Deep Space Nine arc, we was introduced to this Alliance reputation. It was part of the new Starbase mechanic, but has it caused a problem for territory research? Let's have a look. I'm Admiral Pegasus, and this is Star Trek Fleet Command. Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. Now today we shall be looking at whether or not this new Alliance reputation has become a problem for some players in the game. Now the reason I say this is because when this was introduced to us, we were told that any reputation we built up in a single alliance would be lost if we left them. Personal experience. It's a bit of a shit deal, but that's the mechanic we were given, whether we liked it or not. Now, like I said, this caused some issues for a lot of players, especially those who love to mine, free-to-play players, and those who love to hop between alliances. Even more so, those alliances who were too big and had these feeder alliances. Because as soon as you left the alliance, poof, your reputation vanished faster than that Franklin you was trying to catch during incursions. So this means you were tied to that alliance. And why do I hear you ask? Well, that is a good question, and here's your answer. The Starbase research tree. Yes, and this is why. Now, you need the Alliance reputation for the research in here in the Starbase tree. As you can see, this one needs 1.2 million points. The better your reputation, the more research you can actually do. Now, luckily, once you've done this research, it's done. It's completed. It can't be taken away from you. So if you did move alliances, all that research that you have done goes with you. So that's a bonus. But why does it cause issues with territory research? Let me explain. Now, as you can see from this piece of research, we need specific particles. And in this case, we need the Surix particle. But if we look a bit further ahead, say, shield enhancements, we now need 2 particles. In this case, it's going to be Quantum and Metreon. Well, we know Metreon tells us where we need to get this one from. We need it in the T3 we need to be in a T3 sector just to get it. But if you don't have that vital T3 sector, there's not a lot you can do. Now, as you can see, my alliance only has 3 T1 sectors. This one, that one, and the one at the top, and then a T2 sector, which is Vantar. So we can't gain access to that Metreon particle. And if we look at my alliance's services, as you can see, we don't have the Surix particle, neither. All we have is Quantum. Quantum, that's it. That's all we've got. So I can claim this, yes, and it is cheap, very cheap. It costs 5 emulsion for a single chest of 100, but then you've got to wait 24 hours. The downside is the advanced generator is exactly the same price for the exact same amount. No bonus there. Typical. So what can I do? Well, there is actually a number of options. first, we can jump to another alliance. Say, like our neighbours here at Fox, who have 5 sectors, and their pattern lays out so they've got all 4 available particles. They've got Phantom, they've got Quantum, they've got Surix, and they've got the Metreon, because as you can see near the top, they have the T3 sector. But wait, stop. If you jump alliance, you lose all that reputation that you've built up. But why is that a problem? Well, it's a pain in the ass to get. That's why, yes, you can get it here with these silver coins. Yep, that's your alliance reputation. You can also get it from the Cardi Armadas, or Kamadas as they've become to be known. See, 15,000 for this rare. Now, if you check out my video on the difference between faction miners and the Cardassian miners, I go into it a little bit more detail about these Armadas. But these Armadas are also a pain in the ass to source, because they need the original directives. Yes, the original directives. And they're not very well sourced. You can get 2 uncommons per week, and that's individual players. And as for the rares and epics, well, they're subject to a vast array of RNG sources. So building up that reputation is a major headache, just like tempo mechanics, or trying to find the invading Franklins doing PvP that don't run away. Yes, that was a very sore point for me, but we won't go into that. I think the big CCs have made their points to Scopely on the matter, so we'll leave it there. Your second option is to get your alliance to invade another alliance. Some more invade territories. So move around. Now, if you're on a server where that happens, you're golden. You're going to be happy. You're going to get it done. But I know a lot of servers don't like that. And what is it they call it? Barbaric behaviour. Yes, they do. But this is a PvP game. That is what Scopely wanted to happen in Origin Space. They wanted you to move around, attack each other, take each other's territory. But let's not argue about the politics of the game. They may get compared to a lettuce, just like our former Prime Minister. Now, your third option is here, in the Territory Refinery. Now, if we scroll across to the end, you'll see there's this little tab called ISO Emulsion to Icing Resin. Now, I know you all screaming, saying that you know about this, but the truth is some players don't actually know about it, especially the newer players. How many of them have been told about that little tab at the end there? Some players have forgot it even exists. Now, when resin was introduced, it came with the idea of a little trickle of particles every single day. And this was based on your Meridian tier. Hence the reason at the top, Meridian tier, T8. That's my biggest one. So these are the particles I'm going to be getting. 11 of the 3 main particles and a whopping 24 of the Metreon. Nice. That's a little trickle every single day. Now, yes, my Meridian is a T8. I am getting 11 particles, but wait, stop there, right? It's not just a single chest. It's 2 chests. And it's as cheap as chips. So that means now I can get 22 of the particles and 42 Metreon. Wow. Now, I don't know why the Metreon is higher. It's more sought after because you need that T3 sector rather than the other 2 sectors. But there it is. Brucey bonus. Now, looking at the price of the amount of ISO emulsion I have to pay, 5,625, that's cheaper than a mug of coffee from your local coffee shop. Don't go for the 3 chests though, that's a bit expensive. So, this stops the need to jump alliances or start a war over territory. Or does it? The answer is yes and no. Now, if we look at the ISO 1 refinery, and as you can see, I've only got 2 options available to me. Now, when I actually wrote the script out for this video, I didn't have this bit available because I'm going to show you a nifty little trick here. Okay, so we've got these available. Now, 2 chests and 3 chests. This is not including the improved refinery that you can get with your territory sectors. This is bog standard. So if you do not even have territory, you definitely need to be paying attention. Because look, right, 2 chests equals 3,750 ISO emulsion. Oh no, it doesn't, sorry. I get my maths wrong. Tell you what, let's claim it. There you go, 7,500. Now, that conversion from emulsion into resin was 5,625. That's leaving you just shy of 2,000 ISO emulsion. And again, if you've not raided anybody, if you don't own territory, if you've gone on OPC hunted, again, you've got this. An extra 5,000 there. So you're building up your ISO emulsion. So what's the problem? Because your ISO emulsion isn't it goes quite far. Now, here's a nifty little trick I literally only just learnt in this alliance. So you've just seen me pull these, haven't you? Right? And I'm not even gonna edit this out. So now we've just done our takeover today of Islam. As you can see, 6 days, 13 hours. So it's been a good few hours. So what am I gonna do? 1, 2. Now let's go back to the refinery. Like I said, this bit wasn't even scripted in. Oh, it hasn't worked for the ISO 1 refinery, but as you can see, the improved refinery has now appeared on top. But with the ISO 2, I now have the option. I have 3 options. I still have 2, 3, and now I've got 4. But 2 and 3 have now become cheaper. Yes, so I'm now going to pull the 3 chests. Boom, more ISO emulsion. So there's a little trick for you after your territory takeover. Leave it a few hours. Make sure everyone gets. If you've got a territory that day, make sure everybody holds off on pulling till just after. Get everyone to pull their ISO. Give it a couple of hours so they got a chance to do it. Then activate their improved refinery. Then let them do another pull. Yeah. Double pull on takeover day. So I will say a big shout out to my alliance member. Now I've got to pronounce this rightly. Adri. I think that's her name. How you pronounce her name. But big shout out to her because obviously she made this aware of me. And I think Pollux in my alliance did as well. So big shout out to them for actually making me aware of this because I wasn't. But anyway. So you can see a build-up of the emulsion. But obviously those emulsion has to spread further than what your particles do. Your meridian needs it for 1. For upgrading components and everything. You need it for the research in the territory tree that doesn't actually need particles. And then obviously the research that does need particles. It also gives you a chance to slowly build up these particles. Like officer conditioning. This is one that doesn't need particles. But it needs the ISO emulsion. So again, you can still got some of these to actually do. I mean, let's have a look. There you go, R&D 42 cargo security. This is going to only need ISO emulsion. Well, I can't do this at the minute until I've done cargo security. Oh, there it is. I need to do it. 38 days to do it. So I'm still going to build up. And look, I've got 518,000 emulsion now. So that's going to spread far. Yeah. So I've got plenty of time to build it up. Not a problem. Obviously, the officer conditioning as well, we'll go back to that, is dilithium as well. So dilithium is a bit of an issue on this one. But now what I'm saying is that you can build up your emulsion and you can build up your particles on a slow trickle every day. Because if, let's just say we look at optimized research, where are you? Here we go, optimize research. Now, as you can see here, I need quantum particles. Well, that's bonus because that's what my alliance has. We've got the quantum particles, so I can build them up from my territory store. Or I can build them up in the refinery, not a problem. But I don't have to go into the store because I'm building them up every day, and I can keep going until doing this research until either I run out of the quantums or I run out of emulsion. In which case I can just switch to, if I run out of quantums, then it's not a problem. I can just switch to a one that requires the Sorix, or maybe one that requires the Phantom. Not a problem. Just build them up. Simples. Now, we need to look at this refinery as well as, you look at it as a long run, okay? You look at it as the long run. This is not a sprint, this game. This is a marathon, and this is for the lower level players. This is a marathon. You need to take your time, think about what you're doing. With the introduction of Solar Armadas, the Bajoran store, and other features to come, it's going to be now more looking at taking your time to actually do the game, not rushing through it. Now, here's a screenshot of a G4, of the G4 direct hit. There's a screenshot. It only needs 1080 phantom particles, but it also needs to be R&D 53. Well, that's not a problem for me. I'm only a level 42 player, so I can just work on it as I go through my game. So yes, it is going to get, the particles are going to get expensive as you move along through the game. But you've got plenty of time. You've got plenty of research you could be doing. Unless you have thousands and thousands of pounds or dollars that you can just blow on research, you've got time to use that refinery to build it up. You'll get there eventually. Like I said, marathon, not a split, not a sprint. Now, if you need to change alliances for some reason, then just bear in mind you will lose all that reputation that you've built up. But if your alliance is hot on the Kamadas, then you'll be fine. So that's not a, well, the new alliance you go to, you'll be fine. So basically, to sum it up then, yes, the alliance can bugger up things for your particles, but all you need to remember to, and I do a lot now, but for those who don't, do this. Yes, it's slow pace, but you will get there. So, that's pretty much all I've got to say on this one. If you like this video, obviously smash that like button, just as like you're going to hit that pinata. Also, don't forget to subscribe, as it really does help me grow as a content creator. Also, any comments? If you've not been dropping them through the video, yeah, you drop them down there. You know where to put them. Until next time, I'm Admiral Pegasus, saying stay safe and live long and prosper. Good night.